What is up, everybody? How's it going? Big Texas back here doing another Forge tutorial video. But before I get down and dirty with some main cannon settings and with some sound options that it has in Forge now, I wanted to ask a question and to tell y'all about a new thing that's going to be coming to my channel. Start with a question. This is to anybody who's subscribing and has been watching my videos on a regular basis. I don't play just Halo. I play a lot of different games, or not a lot of different games really, but I play mostly Halo is my most played game right now. But I also play games like Counter-Strike and H1Z1, and I was just wondering if I was to upload those kind of games to this channel, would you guys like to see that kind of stuff? You know, I'm not a bad CS player. I'm not claiming that I'm one of the best in the game, but I have a decent amount of clips that are ready to be uploaded for CS, and I could maybe upload 1 or 2 CS highlights a week, and then I could move on from that and just keep uploading with my Forge stuff and my Halo funny stuff. But that's all I had to ask there. Just let me some feedback in the comments on that one, if y'all like to see that kind of stuff, or if you wouldn't mind that kind of stuff. If you're not even into CS, it's whatever. You could figure it out yourself, because that's just a completely different game. I don't have time to explain right now. But the other thing is, I am going to be doing a Forge Showcase series for the community. So I have my personal Forge Showcase, and I just uploaded the Penumbra, which was taken extremely well from you guys, and I'd like to thank y'all for the positive support I got back from that. Great to hear. I'm so glad that map was taken well. I was so nervous about it. Just thank you so much. I was ecstatic whenever so many people messaged me on Xbox telling me that they like my map, and just made me feel good. I appreciate that, but now I want to make that feeling that I got from that stretch out into the community a bit more. So, if you have a map that you would like me to look at for potential showcase, I'm going to be doing this either weekly or bi-weekly. Leave your gamer tag, the name of the map, leave your gamer tag and the name of the map in the comments of this video, and I'm also going to be making a Twitter for this, and you can tweet at that Twitter account for this. But the Twitter account's not made yet. When it's made, I'll put it in the description of this video. But yeah, so once a week or bi-weekly, depending on how I decide to set it up finally, because it's still in the works. I just was so excited to tell you guys. I just think it's a great idea. I'm gonna do that for you guys to show off y'all's map, and it doesn't matter what kind of map it is. I mean, you guys know I like making symmetrical maps. So everything that you want to do with your kind of map, it could be a race map, it could be a symmetrical map, it could be asymmetrical, big team. It doesn't matter. It could just be a cool machinima map, or even a big statue. It's just something cool. It doesn't matter. So with that being said, I will move on now to the Forge tips for the day, which are going to be sound options and man cannons, which are 2 pretty simple things actually. So if anybody doesn't know, main cannons are found underneath gameplay and launchers and gravity. And we have the main cannon UNSC, which is right here. We have the main cannon Forerunner right here, which is boom. Oh, good lord. And then we have Gravity Lift Covenant, which is pretty damn ugly looking, but I've used this. And then you have the Grav Lift with the UNSC. Being finicky with me. I don't want to have to use this for you. Okay, fuck it, I'll use it for you. And then you have the Grav Lift for the Forerunners. Good lord, you are being so finicky with me right now. Don't be. And then we have the Grav Lift Invisible. I'll just put that over here. It's invisible, doesn't really matter. Okay, so these are all the different kinds of Grav Lifts that we have to use in this game, and every single one of these use basically the same kind of options. So if I was to grab this, I'm going to move it over so it's a little bit more up by itself. And I was to go into object properties by hitting XA to go to object properties. I could lock the item, make the physics of it the way I want them. That's for any item. And then you have the launcher options down here at the bottom. See, these are all the options for man cannons. It's pretty damn simple. And awesome thing about the new Forge mode is you can draw the path of your man cannon. So if I wanted to go forward further than 50 units, say I wanted to move this out to go 125. Then I wanted to go vertical, really high, right? And I could go left or right with the horizontal. I'm thinking I'll better. Boom, horizontal. Positive is right and negative is left in that for the units. Then you have the arc height, which changes how high up in the air you will go and land at the same spot. So if I was the arc height at something, oh good lord, didn't realize it round running past 10. So 10 is the max on that. So if I was to go up this default main cannon, I won't go very far. But now that this one that I've tampered with, gonna send me flying on an insane arc and right at the distance that I wanted it to be. So with these cool options, you could basically make man cannons that could work on any kind of map that you wanted to make. I know in the other Halos, in order to like get a man cannon to launch you further, it was just that you had to use more man cannons. Like you have to use a man cannon, and then when you landed, you'd have to use another man cannon, and it made your map look really ugly, and I hated it. And like these new options are really like map changing. For this, it's really cool. Grav lifts work the same, but they can also move you forward. See, like as this one's still moving me forward, and this one will also still move me forward. But grav lifts, the way that I like to use grav lifts is the traditional way. So I would make it where the forward came back to a 0, and I would put the vertical up higher. So on the map I'm working on now, I use this exact setup on one of my grav lifts on this map, and it's just straight up traditional grav lift. That's what I like to use these for. I don't like to use these on like the other two kind of man cannons because it just doesn't look right shooting straight up off of one of those. So that's these, and then obviously the invisible one. If I had this here, boom, I wouldn't see it in game, but I would see this light, and you could just wow, the main cannon. That's cool. So one more thing. The other thing I wanted to talk about in this tip video is sound effects. Sound effects are found under extras. Yeah, it's under extras, under sounds, and we have all these different sounds ranging from computer to machinery to industrial to fire, creatures to nature, forerunner, and to battle and conflict. So these things are super cool, and I didn't even like dive down in them. Like listen to all of them. I still haven't listened to all of them yet. I mean, obviously there's so many of them. I hadn't even gotten a chance to listen to all of them. But I was playing around with it, and I found that you just bring an extra aesthetic to your map that takes it above. So let's say we're outside right now, and I put this little bugger down right here, right? And then I was to go into the map options and talking about earlier. Kind of video that I had made. You can make the fog. Where's it at? There we go. If I had some fog on the map, I put the scale up on it a little bit, and I turned the wind on, and I had the wind. Let's say I wanted the wind blowing to the right on this, right? This sound right here is called Twister Small. So if I'm standing near this in game when it's invisible, it's gonna sound like wind is going all around me, and it sounds like this whenever you're near it. So like it's right there, and it's invisible in game. When I'm standing here, I don't really hear it, but if I'm over here, I hear it. This is a beautiful kind of thing to put like near windows to like make it look like that wind is going on somewhere, and I just think that's super cool. So and if you go into the object properties for these things, isn't really much to do other than spawning. You can put a boundary on it. You can add a script on it. So let's say if you like had a scripted door that opens up and it's opening to the outside, you can make this thing turn on when the door opens up, so it sounds like wind's shooting into the building. And when the door closes back, the sound turns back off. It's just super cool. Go back in extras and go back into sounds. I found this sound here. I didn't find it actually. A friend of mine showed it to me. Where's it at? Creatures, screech. This sound right here. Right. say if I'll put that sound there, right? And then I was to go back into my map options, and I was to put the filter to like something like gloomy. Not gloomy. Gloomy looks bad. Or weathered. Weathered's good. And then I was to make the primary color on this black, and the primary color on this also black. Let me go to the distance fog. Something like this. A super high thickness on it. A super high thickness on this as well. Right. Go back up here. Do something like overcast, right? Go back out. It's going to render this into overcast. Right. Now it's all wacky looking. Get near this. It just sounds just super creepy. And like, obviously I didn't do all the settings right. The clouds look really weird, and you can make it look gloomier than this. It's just that this sound right here is just absolutely terrifying. It just sounds like screams off in the distance, and so that sound right there is probably a really good one for like making infection kind of maps. And I know infection is not in the game yet, but you know they're going to be adding it. I mean, come on. Halo, they got added eventually. I know Griffball's coming pretty soon. I'm pretty excited about that. But those are the two forge tips I had for today, main cannons, and this has got to calm its titties. And what's it called? Main cannons and sound effects. And it's more or less an explanation on them and how to really use them. There we go. See, creepy. Well, I told you how to use main cannons, and it's more explanation on how to use sounds. Oh. Noises. Anyway, thanks everybody who watched the video, and what I talked about at the beginning of the video. Leave me some feedback on that. I'd like to hear it. And if you like the video, leave a like, and a comment, leave a sub. If you want to hear some more of my voice, awesome. You guys have a good one, and peace.